Excellent. First one, system parent domains. I'm going to have to talk very, very fast. If you're really excited about this, you can go home, log into Matrix and read what that says. But basically, for example, I have www.micky.squiz.net, micky.squiz.net, intranet.micky.squiz.net. This is my site, .micky.squiz.net. I can set a system parent domain to micky.squiz.net, and when it sets a cookie, it will match micky.squiz.net and anything .micky.squiz.net. So I won't get locked out because the cookie changes. Excellent. That will allow me to preview pages that have a slightly different URL. The other thing is that we can set this allow IP change. If you're sitting behind a couple of proxies, or if you're constantly changing IP addresses for some reason, changing that will allow you to log in. Be warned though, if somebody sitting between you and Matrix can grab your packets, they can pretend to be you. So that's why it's set to no by default. We have another question. Where did my acquire locks button go? This one comes up all the time. And whenever it does, we tell the person and they say, "Don't." Does anybody know? I have write or admin rights to an asset. I go to the edit content screen, there's no acquire locks button. I go to the details screen, there's no acquire locks button. Any takers?
Something to do with safe edit?
Something to do with safe edit and workflow, that is good. Does anybody want to be more specific?
You've got to put it in safe edits, otherwise you won't be able to get to the next.
I'm not giving you two.
I was trying to vote.
Very good, elaborate. Yes?
It could be an archive state.
It could be an archive state. You should still be able to acquire the locks on it. You've got to put it back under construction. That's true. Someone else has the locks. Oh, that's good. I didn't even put that in. There you go. This is what it looks like. And the reason what I've put down is because you can only edit assets with workflow applied when they're in safe edit. However, what's your name? Emmeline. You don't want to come and work at support, do you? She's exactly right. If somebody else has the locks, you will get this same picture, except that we'll have a little bit... When you click on Show Lock Details, it will tell you who has the locks and when they will expire. Very good. That was a quick one. Here is one that's long and laborious and that we get all the time. Why can't I see the changes that I've just made? Caching. Oh dear, she needs another photo shortly. When I'm logged in, I see the changes on the front end. When I log out, they are not there. That isn't necessarily caching. I'm editing a page with public read permission. When I preview the page using preview, I don't see the changes. When I check the front end, I don't see the changes. I'm editing a page. When I preview the page using the preview functionality, I see the changes. When I check it, whether I'm logged in or not, I don't. These are all different problems. Oh, there was one of the answers. Okay. Does anybody have any ideas in particular? We've got one over here, which is caching, and that actually answers number 3. Can you give that to Emmeline? Asset in workflow. Very good. If something is in safe edit, if you have write access to it, you will see the changed asset. If you don't have write access to it, you will see it without the changes. So you're getting greedy over there. They're very good. And that one is the first one. When I'm logged in, I see the changes on the front end. When I log out, they are not there. Does anybody have any ideas about the second one? Yes?
You could be logged in with one URL, but previewing an asset that belongs to a slightly different URL.
Excellent. Very good. Sue, good thinking. This relates to the previous question about the cookies. So when you hit preview, preview is an excellent tool, but what it does is it actually sets up an iframe, and then your browser loads up the page as though it was your browser. It uses the underscore no cache URL in that iframe, but it's still going to connect from your computer as you would if you opened up a new browser window. So if you're looking at www.micky.com.au and you're editing from there and you look at something that's on micky.com.au, when your iframe loads it up, it's going to think that you're the public user, and so you won't see the changes. What you'll need to do is change in the drop down so that you're using the same URL as your cookie is based on. Here are some diagnostic questions and possible answers. This comes up all the time. First of all, is the asset in safe edit? If it's in safe edit, then it answers lots of questions, and we need to look at cookies. Secondly, is matrix caching being used? One of the ways to find out if it's a matrix caching issue is to use underscore no cache. If you've got 322 or later, you can use underscore recache, which will clear the matrix cache and create a new cached version. Or you can use Cache Manager to clear the cache for that asset in the back end. Is it cached in your browser? Your browsers cache things as well. So you can clear your browser cache going to the Tools menu or something similar. I don't know what they do on Macs. You could try using a different browser or a different computer, or you could try using an anonymous proxy, for example, proxify.com or thecloak.com, and that will give it a different URL and your browser will not think that it's cached. So that's a good idea. If you're on a Mac, if you're on a PC or running Linux, Control F5 is beautiful. That will clear the browser and reload it. Is there a proxy on the network? Now this comes up sometimes from time to time, and users don't always know what their network admins have been doing down in the dark dungeon. You can try generating a hard refresh. That's the Control F5. And quite frequently that will force the proxy to reload its information. Sometimes proxies are configured to be nasty and it won't. If that's the case, try using an anonymous proxy and then get your network guy up and say, look at this. It works here and it doesn't work here. Fix it. And they will love you. Yes. I know I've been one of those network guys and I loved people who did that. The next possible problem is if you're using a replicated server architecture and something has gone wrong with the replication. Doesn't happen often. Replication is nifty, but from time to time you will get an issue. The rsync process is hung or something like that. And those are your answers there. All right, next question. Why are my assets disappearing? Two possible problem definitions here. First of all, when I delete pages from one part of my system, copies of them disappear from other parts. Secondly, and this is scary, when I delete pages from beneath assets in the trash, they disappear from elsewhere in the system. Ooh. They're linked? Okay, they are linked. You were going to say something over there? Same thing? Okay, they're linked. All right, that's good. We've got 2 Freddos to be distributed, Tim. Thank you. Yep, one just here. And one over there. They can share that one. We don't want them to get too